सर ये बताइए, शुरू से शुरुआत करते हैं। सर, योर फादर वाज इन द आर्मी, सो
Yeah.
आपको ये मोटिवेशन फौज में आने का कहाँ से मिला? इज इट बिकॉज़ ऑफ योर फादर, और डू यू थिंक इफ यू डिड नॉट कम फ्रॉम एन आर्मी बैकग्राउंड यू स्टिल वुड हैव वांटेड टू जॉइन द आर्मी एट दैट टाइम? सो लेट्स शुरू स्टार्ट करते हैं। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट, सर।
So, as far as the interest in joining the army is concerned, so more or less, I don't think it was really anything to do with or anything much to do with my father having been in the army, my grandfather having been in the Indian army. I was definitely exposed to how life is, for for an army kid, right? But life for an army kid and life for an army soldier is very very different. So that's one. And second thing is second thing is that my father was out most of the time. He was always posted in field areas and things like that. So there wasn't really too much of my childhood that I spent with him or things like that. And to say that it is because of my dad that I joined the army would not be correct, actually, in my opinion. And because I I wasn't really interested in joining the army, in the sense that was not my first option. My first option, what I wanted to do, because basically somehow after class 12th, I have to be on my own feet. If I can't, the ideal situation would have been that after class 12th, I should have started earning and being able to look after my mother and things like that. But so that was the reason why and also I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world, and I wanted to have enough money so that I can look after my responsibilities, my family. Simple things, everybody goes through that. So merchant navy was a great place to look at, in terms of that I'll get to travel abroad, and I'll get to travel and see various countries around the world, and I'll see different cultures, different people, different kind of things that this world has to offer. And merchant navy was considered as a decent source of income. It probably still is, I don't know. And so that was my option. But क्या बोलते हैं, after class 12th, basically, I had to look after, or rather be in a position to pay for my own education, which I didn't have, financially speaking. And it costs, at that point of time, I remember back in 1997, it was 5 lakhs, I think. At that time, I remember 5 lakhs to join a marine engineering course, right? तो 5 लाख तो तो सवाल ही पैदा नहीं है ना। 5 रुपए नहीं थे जेब में, तो 5 लाख कहाँ से हो जाएंगे, राइट? So that kind of was a fait accompli. I couldn't go for that. The second option was to join merchant navy as a deck cadet, right, and work my way up. So that was the second option. And but the issue with that was that I didn't have a 6x6 eyesight, right? So at that point of time, I don't know how it is today, but at that point of time, you required 6x6 eyesight to join the merchant navy. Okay. So merchant navy went out of the window, and my second option was to join the army, join ND, and there was just nothing else that I thought of. These were the two options that I had, and so I went in for my second option. That's the first time I actually sat down, and opened my books on my own, without my mom breathing down my neck. तो क्या कहते हैं, है ना? नहीं तो मेरी माँ तो बहुत परेशान थी मेरे से पढ़ाई के चक्कर में. So क्या कहते हैं, so I had a lot of interest in certain things. Certain things I knew far more than probably people much elder to me. There were certain things that were of deep interest to me, so I would naturally study all of that. But there were certain things that I just didn't get or didn't like, so I wouldn't go into that. Okay. So जो भी है, mom wanted to make sure that I completed my at least my basic studies properly, and but when the time for NDA came, जब NDA का time आया, तो I knew this was my chance. This was the only chance that I had, more or less, at least the only chance that I knew of. And I just sat down and studied, and I studied and studied and studied. And like, my mom was quite shocked कि रात को अपने आप देर देर रात तक पढ़ाई कर रहा है ना, क्लॉक लगा के मेहनत कर रहा है, और क्या कहते हैं, मच्छर काट रहे हैं, पर फिर भी पढ़ रहा है, things like that. So I gave the exam for NDA, and the first time I didn't clear the written, the second time I cleared the written, didn't clear the SSB, the third time I cleared the written and the SSB and the medical, and joined the NDA in the 100 course NDA. So that's where my, that's how the background of all of joining the army happened. Yeah.
Yeah.